Here we are at Belle Maer Harbor on Lake St. Clair and Anchor Bay. This is the place to come for the summer months to enjoy your lives on the waterway with your family, your friends, with a whole lot of excitement and activity. This is an upgrade from last year. There's all kinds of improvements. There's been investments. We have new things to see. And I'm going to introduce Mr. Eric Foster, the man in charge, the owner, and the man in the know. And here we have Eric Foster, the man in the know, the proprietor, the one that knows about all the wonderful things that are going on inside Belle Maer this year. Tell us about the updates.
Well, thank you, Bunny. I'm glad that you came again this year. I just wanted to let you know this is actually my 30th season, so I've been here a long time now. Time flies.
That's wonderful.
Yes, but since you were here last year, right before the season began, we had about $1,250,000 worth of construction going on. And we finished all that since that point in time. And that included, we did 2 bathhouses where we completely renovated the bathhouses so that we had new dividers, we had new tile floor, we had granite countertops.
We saw that in the making.
Yeah, and we had the privacy shower areas that we didn't have before, and we had air conditioning, which we never had before, which is a big thing when it gets hot in the summertime.
I'll bet.
So that was well received by our boaters. We also added 2 buildings for heated winter storage, and one was a conversion, building number 5. In essence, from the girders out, we replaced that building with new siding, new sheeting. Then the new one that we did was back to building number 8, and I believe when we saw that last year they had just gotten the girders up and we're just starting on the siding. That one has been completed. It's about a 15,500 square foot building.
Oh.
And next to that we've got the storage yard, which is one of the things that makes Belle Maer a little bit different. Although we are a full service marina, as you see from the sign, we've got the services all here. But what we do is we try to keep all the boats off land, you know, during the summertime. And so what we have to do is we've got to hide all of those marina blocks and timbers that we use for shoring somewhere and keep them out of sight so we don't look like a marina boatyard. and so that's one of the things. So we spent a lot of money you know, getting that all screened off and redone. And then the last thing we did was the bridge, and what we had to do there, the bridge is 25 years old, and so we replaced the approaches on both sides to the bridge, and we also added some screening to the fencing. We just thought that might be a good thing to do from a safety standpoint, because if people are looking out to the water, they may go over the yellow line, or some of them actually stop and look. So we kind of took that away from them. And I think we have a safer situation coming and going over the bridge.
Absolutely.
We're an island here, which I don't think most people understand. The only way in and out by car is over that bridge.
Right.
So there is a lot of activity going to and from over that bridge. But it also helps us from the standpoint of security. Since that is the only entryway into the marina. And then we have right over here, we have our guard shack, which has a 24-hour security service in it. So, you know, we're open to our members and their invited guests. You know, that's the way we run it. So it's a quasi-club from that standpoint.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yes.
That's really nice. Yeah, it makes everybody good and secure.
Yep.
Now, you consider yourself to be a docominium. Is that what you call yourself?
No, we have a docominium inside the marina. That is the 4 aisleways in the middle, and actually what those are 406 slips that individuals actually own.
Wow. Now,
the marina still manages those for the association, but they have an association. And then Belle Maer has 400 and about 30 other slips, rental slips, as well as the 108 racks on the in and out rack storage building.
Right. That sounds awesome. Can hardly wait to see it. Let's go inside and see.
Okay.
I can't believe what they just did with that big, what do you call that truck that lifted?
Yeah, it's a forklift. It's a Wiggins forklift. And what it does is it can go up high, obviously, if we build, and then it also has to drop negatively into the water. Now that was a 32-foot boat that they took out, and that's basically the largest boat that we can have in here. We'll put a 32-foot on the bottom racks, but that's kind of our limit. So we have boats in here from probably 16 feet to 32 feet.
Unbelievable. Now, how do you, considering the situation here, the way you have this all racked up and everything, how is this better than having everything down?
Well, the choice for a boater as to whether he wants to go in and out rack storage or be in water in a slip comes down to probably, is he going to be spending nights on the boat? Because the negative of rack storage is that you've got no place in the marina to stay in the water. But the advantages are that it's cheaper. The rate for the rack building is for summer and winter, so they're in here year-round. You're out of the sun, which can damage boats. If you don't make it out here for a week or two, you don't have to worry that it's sinking because you're out of the water. So people, it fits very well for people that are day boaters.
Right, right. So someone could store it in here and then come here and take it out for the weekend? Is that the way it works?
Yeah, what they do is they'll come out, and we don't have them call ahead because we only have so much room out there, and sometimes they don't show up on time and we have to move boats. So they come out, and I think it probably, you saw it wasn't very long. Within 10 minutes, they have the boat in the water.
That's normally amazing.
Yeah, normally what they'll do is they'll come here and they will tell them, you know, when my boat put in, they'll take their car over into building 5 next to us, which is where their parking is, and they'll unload their stuff and bring it over, and by the time they get here, the boat's in the water and they're ready to go.
Unbelievably convenient.
Yep. And then what they do when it comes back, they get out, take their stuff, and when he gets to it, he will lift it back out of the water and put it away. The other thing that we have too is we're having people that they keep a second boat in here. We've got people with a larger boat, say in our end row out on the lakefront, and there's a few of them that have a second boat in here that they use for their day cruising out there, and the big boat is primarily for their sleeping unless they go on a longer trip.
And then they can drive this around in the water. That's just great. You've got all the bases covered.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's nice.
I know. Nothing like Belle Maer. You know, nothing like Belle Maer.
We try to have it all.
And you do. You do have it all.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we're moving on to building 4? I mean,
Building 5.
Building 5.
Yep.
Gets better as we go.
Yes, it does.
And here we are at building number 5. This is the place that we saw last year that was just getting put together.
Yes, Bunny, this was actually a renovation. And what we did is we took it right down to the girders. And so when we're done, what you're seeing here is we've got all new siding, all new roofing. And on the inside, we reinforced the foundation. And we did some drainage work at both of the doors. Replaced the overhead doors and insulated it, installed a furnace, and did new electricity. So for all intents and purposes, we have a brand new building. And what we were able to do is we were able to fill it with inside heated boat storage for the winter.
Well, people park their cars in there, right?
Yes, in the summertime, what this is the building that we reserve for the rack building boaters because, as we said, we've got 104 boats and 20 PWCs in there, and they have no place to park. So this is the reserved parking for the rack building. So that's how it's used in the summer.
Right. I know last year, like I said, it had just begun. It's amazing. It's amazing how that tiny little furnace can heat that whole place.
Yeah, it's a Cambridge unit. It's a high velocity furnace, and it really does a nice job. So, but it's awful small. When you look at it, it seems hard to believe that it would heat the building. But you try to keep the temperatures in the winter between about 50 and 55 degrees. Right. And see, it does a great job.
I know, you can tell. Really, really nice.
Yep.
Now tell us about this building, Eric.
Well, what this is again, we took down a building last year, and that was about 11,000 square feet. And we put up this new building, which is 15,500 feet. And the advantage of putting up a new building is, we'll see when we go inside, that we were able to maintain the same height all the way through. The eaves are as high as the door opening. So in some of the other buildings, as you go to the side, it's a pitched roof, so it gets lower and lower, the amount of clearance. So that ended up being really nice. So we put up a much larger building to kind of maximize the space that we had. And with the new style, it's easier for us to put big boats in there. The other thing we did is, this is the storage yard, and this is one of the things that's very important to us in trying to keep with our concept of the floating cottage, the resort. We want to be a full-service marina, but we don't want to look like a marina yard. The only way to accomplish that is, these are the timbers and blocks that we need to store for each winter. They are used, and in summertime they aren't. So what we did is, we came off, and this time we cemented this out here, and we ended up with the fencing that they can lift out and put aside so that they can bring a forklift in to get the beams out and get the blocks out. So this is very important to us right now during the week while they're still working. We got parts of it open. By the weekend it's all closed up, so when they come by and drive by, all they see is the screened fence. So it works out well for us.
Another safety feature.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This building is absolutely amazing. Okay, tell us about this one. It's unbelievably huge.
Yeah, and really this is just half of it, because that firewall divides it in half, and there's another building exactly the same on the other side. But what was nice here, as I was saying outside by the storage yard, is with that building, we've got, with that door, we've got a 26-foot clearance. And the nice part about this building is, even when you go over to the eaves, to the corners, you still have 26 feet. So whenever our guys bring a boat under the door, they know they get free clearance anywhere inside the building. You don't have to worry about as they go to the sidewalls. But yeah, we were able to fill this absolutely no problem last year. And you were bringing up I think they did the girders in this thing in like 2-3 weeks. They had all the girders up, and then they were doing the siding. But it was amazing how fast the one building went down and this one went up. Again here, we've got one furnace on each side, which looks like it's way underpowered, but they work great. We actually put some thermometers on the timbers of the boats that were stored in here, thinking that was the lowest area, and we found from back to front there was no more than like 2 degrees difference. So my harbor master, Jim Krause, was just amazed, because he just couldn't fathom in his mind that would have a consistent temperature once you get all those boats blocking that high velocity blower. But,
well, that is a hard thing to fathom.
It is.
Right.
You look at that and you go, no way. But,
I know.
But it worked great. Like you say, you want to get 50 to 55 degrees, and the people that were in here were very, very happy. It's got nice lighting, and got them out of the wind and the snow, and so they were very happy. And then the other thing that was kind of a surprise to us, because when we put up the building, we thought we were just going to have one door. It was going to be one big building. But I guess we got caught on the fire code that with this size building, we either had to have a firewall in there, or we had to bring in a sprinkler system. It was much less expensive to do the firewall, so we ended up with 2 doors. A little bit of a negative on winter storage, because as you get to the doors, you lose a little bit of space trying to get the boats to move sideways and all. However, what it did do for us is it gave us this big area for events. For instance, every Saturday night we have Saturday Night at the Movies. That's our stand
really
there.
cool. Yeah.
And we use the white wall as the screen. And we've set up with 4 speakers in here, and it turned out very nice. We also last year had the hoedown and chili cook-off in here. At the end of September, we hooked up to cable, and we showed a Lions game in here and called it our haul out and tailgate party. So we had some food. So it's worked out very well for us.
Right, you use every little bit of space everywhere in this place for something new and different and good.
We do, and on the other side, we have some boats that, we got one gentleman that's out of the country for 3 years. We get some boats that have to stay on land for whatever reason like that. And so on the other side, we use that to store boats or maybe some of our equipment. Again, just keeping it out of sight, making sure that we look like a park and not a marina boatyard.
Right.
So we use both sections, and the people have been very happy because we've been able to do more events. If it rains, it doesn't matter. Even if we've planned something outside, most of the time we can move it inside,
right,
in case of rain. So, if you put on all that work, you want to make sure that it goes off. So,
right,
now we have a way of doing it.
Yeah, well, like I said, you have everything at Belle Maer.
Thank you. We really try.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Last year, this was just being sketched in when we visited and recorded.
Yeah, what we did is it's a complete renovation, and we actually changed where the entrances were. We went from a side to a front entrance for both of them. And then inside we ended up with a new tile floor, all new black dividers, privacy dividers, a granite countertop, new mirrors. We went with a heat pump, so now we have a not only heat, but we have air conditioning, which we never had before. So the customers were obviously very happy to have air conditioning during the summertime. Yeah. The other big thing that they really liked is we did not have privacy changing areas in front of each shower. We do now with the way we reworked it in there. So it turned out very well. And this is one of two bathhouses. This is the pool bathhouse, but we also have a bathhouse up front near the parking lot so that we kind of spread the usage. When we're full, we can have 900 boats here, so that's a lot of people. So we've got two bathhouses rather than just one. The other thing that's different from when you were here last year is we had 3 different storms over last year that we had a lot of about 40 to 50 foot tall evergreens. And what happened is we had 3 different storms that took those down. Unfortunately, one of them was on July 3rd, took 8 of them down on the riverfront or the lakefront. And we had the 4th of July the next morning with our fireworks. We had to get our landscaper to come in and take those trees out so the people could be up there on the shoreline to watch the fireworks. But also,
I remember that.
Yeah. Also, when I came in January, I had one of them laying on top of this bathhouse. So at that point in time, I told the harbor master they all got to go. So right now you can see the bathhouse a lot better. It also opened up the pool because we had those real tall evergreens on both sides and the ends of the pool. And the other problem we were having is that those needles would get in the pool and clog up the skimmer. So I think it works a lot nicer. You see the pool, you see the amenity better, and the bathhouse stands it. Yeah, let's go and take a look.
See. I can't wait. And this turned out so nice, Eric. My gosh, the floors are beautiful. The walls. This is all ceramic, or?
Yes, ceramic tile. And what we did is we went with black. I kind of picked that out. I think the black looks nice and clean and rich. And so we got the black dividers, we got the black granite countertop, went with the stainless steel sinks. And then we're kind of standing underneath the heat pump right now.
It's nice and cool.
It's nice and cool. You know, so that was a big difference for our boaters. And also at the end on our showers down here, we now have a privacy area, changing area in front of each shower, and that's something we didn't have before.
Right.
So particularly on the ladies' side, that was very welcome to have that. And like I say, the other one up front is almost identical, other than this one has the hallway to the swimming pool, and also in the hallway we have our little coin-operated laundromat. So we got the washer and dryers in there. People are staying out here all weekend or for a week. You know, they may want to wash clothes.
That's what I mean. Belle Maer does have absolutely everything to accommodate people.
We're trying.
And the programs are so innovative and so fun, you know. So, and you're like the mayor, right?
Yeah, that's about it. It's like a little city. You got it. Yep.
Okay, where are we going next?
Let's go down the hallway. We can see the laundromat and go out and take a look at the pool.
Great, let's go.
Okay.
We are at the pool. This is so nice this year, Eric.
Yeah, it's turned out real well. Like I say, one of the nice things I think is getting rid of those big evergreen trees on both sides.
Right.
And then what we did is we did privacy slatting for the bottom, 4 feet for people that want to lay out on the lounge chairs. But it kind of opened up the pool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the last thing we did is we've added a new section back here of apron. So we had to add on to the fencing. But what had happened is when we did building number 8 and we did this, we brought gas out here. We never had natural gas. So this was heated before with a propane gas.
Right.
And we had a propane pig back there. So now that we could get rid of that, it opened it up. So we've got a lot more space apron around the pool, which is nice. So
it looks really nice. I could just imagine going, that's a perfect, how deep is it?
It's 3 to 5.
That's good. That's a perfect depth.
Yeah, because there's no lifeguard.
No.
You know, it's just something to cool off. And
you still have your duck.
Yes, we still have those up so the ducks don't land in our swimming pool. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing we figured out that would keep them out of here.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I could just imagine having a great day around this pool.
Yeah.
And I imagine everybody in the boat, it's like a neighborhood. Everybody gets along.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, it's nice. It can get a little crowded on weekends,
Sure.
but you know, again, a lot of them just like to, you know, lay out and sun themselves, and you know, the kids like to go in the pool, and the adults just want to go in and cool off and go back out.
Absolutely.
So it works great. It really does.
Here we are at the tennis court. And is this new, or how did this come about?
No, this has been here almost from the beginning. And after 25 years, which means I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago that we resurfaced. And when we resurfaced, we went from 2 tennis courts to a tennis court and a basketball court. And we're finding that spreads the usage out, and probably we have more usage of the basketball court than we do the tennis court.
This is a nice court, both
Yeah,
of them.
it turned out very nice. So you know, it's you got to keep them up, and so a little bit of change here and there is good. And,
Sure.
But we do have the people use it. They're out here playing on the weekends. So
Right.
it's something else to keep them here,
Right.
make them happy, make it more like a resort.
Right. Well, you've got, you know, the tennis court and then the basketball court and, of course, the children's play center.
Yeah, we got
The pool. I mean, this is just absolutely fabulous.
Yep.
Everything you have. Very
and
accommodating.
We got the play center, the kids' playscape, and we've got the volleyball pit out there too for
great.
groups. We had a tail end of last year. We had a girls team coming out, you know, playing, taking advantage of the volleyball court out there. So they were coming out with a coach and,
Absolutely.
and playing. So it's you know, a little something. Putting green too, I guess, is the other thing you did mention that's out
Right.
there.
Right.
So,
Well, we'll take a look at that.
yeah.
Let's go see.
Okay.
This is the waterfall, Eric. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this area right here we call Mount Howard, and it was named after my partner Mark Howard. We just used it in the office, but Mark died back in 2003, and I actually had a little monument set up here to Mark because I just made it formal that it's dedicated as Mount Howard. But the way this gazebo got set up, the mountain gazebo, is that was from our original dredgings out in the lake channel, and most of it was sand. And what Mark decided to do was to pile it up and, you know, terrace it off and you know, put the gazebo up there. So we've got this here, we've got Mark's monument, and then on the other side there are a lot of wedding pictures that are taken. They'll come out, and it's a little tough to have a wedding up there unless it's very small because they're on a hill. So a lot of times they'll do the wedding at one of our other gazebos out here. But a lot of times they'll take the wedding pictures, you know, with the flowered stairwell going up, and they'll do that.
Well, we're going to look at that, right?
Yes, we'll take go to the other side and take
Let's
a look.
go take a look. Here we are at Mount Howard. Tell us about this. This is such a unique little story.
Well, Mark and I were partners actually at Global Mobile Homes before we came out here. And, you know, Mark was the outside guy, I was the inside guy. I was a CPA by trade. Mark was more the salesman type, and, you know, Mark would walk out here and, you know, a lot of the landscaping ideas were his. He'd walk it every morning. And as I mentioned already, this mountain he put up. So we were calling it in the office Mount Howard right from the beginning. So when Mark passed away from pancreatic cancer about 10 years ago, on March 30th, 2003, I decided to come up with a little monument and put it out here and dedicate, you know, for officially this is Mount Howard. Why the cowboy boots? Well, Mark he was raised in Nebraska, and he'd wear those around here, and he always told everybody those were his Nebraskan boat shoes. I just couldn't resist. I got Phyllis got me a pair, and we had them bronzed, and you know, that's what we decided to use for the monument for Mark.
That's great.
Yes.
Good old Mount Howard.
Yep. We miss him.
Yep.
Yep.
And at the bottom of the Mount Howard gazebo, we have the putting green that we talked about earlier.
Yes, just another little touch. Again, that was Mark's idea, and you know, it's something else. Somebody wants to come out here and just do something. It gives them something they can putt on. So we got that, and like I say, you know, it's very pretty. Looking up the steps here, going up to the Mount Howard gazebo, and we have a lot of wedding pictures done here, just because it is so gorgeous.
Let's take a walk up.
Okay, let's do it.
And here we have Alexis Ringstad. She's been helping us today. Good job, Lex. How do you like it here at Belle Maer?
I think it's gorgeous. It's a very scenic area, and it's a fun place to be.
They have just about everything, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay, let's walk up the steps together. Mark, this is Mount Howard?
Yes, this is the Mount Howard gazebo.
Let's go upstairs. It's beautiful. Come on, Lex. Step by step. Look at all the pretty flowers. Aren't they beautiful?
Especially with
The view, yeah. Could you imagine having your wedding party up here, walking up in your gown? Eric, tell us a little bit about what you do up here with the weddings and such.
Well, like I say, we don't have too many weddings up here because space is limited, but a small wedding, they'll do it. Mostly what we'll have is we'll have a lot of pictures along the stairway up to the gazebo with the flowers. It's very pretty going up. But most of the weddings will be held at a gazebo a little bit further down on the lake.
And the view is beautiful.
Yes, it's very nice. You look out here and you think you're in the Caribbean or something.
Yeah,
You know, it's,
what do you think,
it's
Lex?
very nice out.
I've lived by Lake St. Clair my whole entire life, and it's always gorgeous.
Yes, it is. That's one thing you can say about Lake St. Clair.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh. And here we are, Eric, at the webcam. Tell us all about this.
What we have is up on the globe, we have a camera with 4 lenses, and what it does is it gives us 4 pictures that basically shows all of the marina. And because it's up underneath the globe about 60 feet high, basically we're getting an aerial shot. And this is B-row right behind the marina. And then if I click over to the other, this is a great shot from the standpoint, you see all the trees that we have here.
Right.
You know, one of the things that makes us different than most of the other marinas, you know, most of the slips have shade out in front of them. Working our way over to the buildings, here's you know, this building 4, the rack building that we were in, and then down there's building 8. And this is outside, this is our C row and part of the first condo area there. But what we did is decided to do this, you know, for a couple of reasons. But the main reason was I thought that it would be interesting, and also we get a lot of phone calls from our boaters saying, what's the weather out there? And I figured it'd be great if they could just go online and look it up and see, oh, it's a gorgeous day out there. You know, we don't have waves, you know, so it really shows what we wanted to. The other thing is it helps to get traffic to our webpage, you know, to get the information out about Belle Maer Harbor. So
I saw the boats moving.
Yep, the boats are moving out there. But what, you know, anybody in the audience, all they need to do is if they go to our website, which is www.bellemaer.com,
Then they can capture this.
they go on the home page, and on the left column it says live camera, and they click on that, and it actually shows all 4 pictures at one time up there. It's sets up real well. So I just thought if everybody would check out bellemaer.com, they can find a little bit more about Belle Maer Harbor.
Absolutely. It has been a wonderful day with Eric Foster at Belle Maer Marina. It's just absolutely beautiful here, the place to come. And once again, check out the web.
Yep. And I'm just glad you brought the good weather with you.
Yes, and I did.
It was beautiful out there.
Yes,
Yes,
it was a wonderful day. All kinds of excitement.
So thank you very much, buddy.
You're welcome. Thank you.